I'm so happy to be here. It's really great to be back. I still have a little bit of a lingering cough, so sorry if that comes up. I'll try to mute it before I cough too much. But it comes up sometimes, especially because we're moving all these muscles around our rib cage. But let's go ahead and start by extending our legs nice and long. Reach your arms out to your sides and rotate your arm bones all the way one way and all the way the other way. And as you rotate, start to tune into your breath. Feel your inhales, feel your exhales get a little bit longer. All right, next time your hands face straight forward, curl your thumbs in towards the palms of your hands, curl your fingers around your thumbs, and then nice and slowly tip your wrist down. And it's just a nice stretch for the wrist and thumb area. And then relax that, turn your palms to face down and flip your wrist up. And just pull back through the tops of your hands. Breathing here, how about spreading your thumbs out to the sides a little bit. And then curl your hands into a soft fist and curl your wrists down. How about putting a little micro bend in your elbows here as you curl your wrists down. Breathing. And then relax your arms, reach back, hold on to the back of the chair. If your elbows tend to pop out, hug them in a little, and then rotate your thigh bones here. All the way one way and all the way the other way. Keep coming back to your breath every time we change a move. Let your breath be your foundation of your practice. And a few more like this. All right, go ahead and let your arms come down, bend your knees, and we're gonna just tilt our pelvis here, so upright tilt and pelvis rotates back. Push down through your feet, feel like your thigh bones are drawing in as your pelvis rotates upright, and then slowly let your pelvis rotate back. I'll show you from the side. So pelvis rotating back, engaging the feet and the legs to rotate the pelvis upright. And try not to be in a rush to get from one rotation to the other. Try not to use your ribs. So this would be pelvis upright, pelvis goes back. Try to just move from the pelvis. Ribs stay relaxed down and back. All right, and so most of the time, because we tend to sit back, most of the time we're trying to be upright, so hold there, circle your arms up and down, by your sides, reaching out through your upper arm bones, feeling your chest, feeling your upper back, tuning into your breath. All right, so now with your arms in the air, actually let your pelvis tuck back. So sit back with a tucked under pelvis, the way your pelvis would be if you're relaxing back in your favorite armchair. And nice and slowly lift and lower your arms here. Breathing, it might help you tune into other muscles along your spine. right, and then next time your arms come down by your side, rotate your pelvis back upright without thrusting the ribs forward, and we'll lift our heels up and then lift the ball of our foot up. And we'll go from heels up to ball of the foot up. And then we'll walk our feet out a step and we'll do the same thing. Heels up, balls of the feet up. And then walk your feet out another step wider. Press equally through the balls of the feet as your heels come up. And walk your feet out another step wider. And walk your feet out another step wider. All right, and then with your inner thighs nice and wide, your hands inside your thighs, we'll curl our thumbs in towards our shoulders, extend our arms up, tap our hands to our shoulders, reach our arms back up, and then sweep our arms back behind us. And we'll curl in like a bicep curl, extend up, tap, front ribs dropping down, pelvis upright, extend and sweep back. And it's okay if your arms have to go a little wider to make space for your legs. And we'll bend our elbows in, reach up, tap, extend and sweep our arms way back, and bend our elbows in, reach up and tap and extend and sweep your arms straight back. And then go ahead and relax your arms, stretch your legs out into a wide V shape, reach your arms out to your sides. We're gonna stay in different rotations of our arm bones while we move our neck around. So rotate your arms internally with your palms facing behind you, and turn and look over your right shoulder, and turn and look over your left shoulder. Bring your head back to center, tip your right ear softly to your right shoulder, and tip your left ear to your left shoulder. And bring your head up and drop your chin down to your chest, and without lifting your chest, just slide your ears straight back over your shoulders, also without lifting your chin. Okay, go to palms face down. Turn and look over your right shoulder, and turn and look over your left shoulder. Bring your head back to center, right ear tips over, and left ear tips over. And bring your head up and drop your chin down to your chest, breathing here. And then slide your ears straight back over your shoulders. All right, palms face forward. Turn and look over your right shoulder. And turn and look over your left shoulder. Bring your head back, tip your right ear over. And tip your left ear over, breathing. Bring your head up, chin goes down to the center of the chest. And then slide your head straight back. And palms face up. Last set. Turn and look to the right. And turn and look to the left. And bring your head back. Right ear tips over. And left ear tips over. And bring your head up and drop your head down. Soften the face, relax the jaw. And then slide your ears straight back over your shoulders and let your arms come down. Okay, you're gonna grab your block, keep your right leg extended to the side, bend your left knee. If you have to move to get the block under there, you can do any height you'd like to today. You can do the lowest height, the medium height, the highest height. If you don't have a block, you can do the floor. I'm just gonna do the medium height to mix it up. And from here, flexing your right ankle and folding forward. And feel free to slide the foot out a little further or bring it in a little further. And tuning into your breath here, rotating forward from the pelvis. Nice long spine. Relaxing any excessive clenching without losing the shape that you're coming into. All right, and let's switch legs. So bend that knee, slide the block over, extend your left leg out long, and hinge forward from your hips, and breathing here. Couple more breaths, relaxing any excessive clenching around the buttocks and the thighs, and come on back up and bend that knee in. And we'll come back to that block in a moment. Walk your feet in, spin around for your first lunge, slide your knee back underneath your hip, and then at your own pace, do some dynamic side bends to the back of the chair. Let your breath flow. And then we're going to change up those side bends and make them into a twist. So with your arm out to the side, wrap it around to the chair and open back up. Same thing at your own pace today. All right, that arm relaxes down, the knee slides forward, spin around to the other side, sliding the knee back under the hip, ankle lines up behind the knee, and dynamic side bends, in and out of a side bend, at your own pace. All right, let's turn those side bends into a wrap-around twist. Arm wraps around as your torso turns, and arm opens back up. All right, arm comes down, slide that leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair, and then stretch your legs nice and straight. So we're gonna do multiple pullbacks. We're gonna do palms down, palms face each other, palms up. Start with palms down. You're pulling your elbows straight back, but trying to do so without thrusting your ribs and squeezing your shoulder blades together. So ribs stay relaxed down. Reach your arms out. We'll also do several versions with our palms facing each other. Pull back, reach out, really drop those ribs down, palms up, pull back. It's very easy to just thrust forward a little and let the shoulder blades squeeze together. So we're trying to keep our ribs down. The shoulder blades will come together, but not very much. So we're gonna stay with our head in different positions for each rotation. So start palms down, and we'll keep doing palms down until I say switch it up. So turn and look over your right shoulder and pull back and extend. Turn and look over your left shoulder and pull back and extend. And bring your head back to center, right ear tips over, pull back and extend. Nice and slowly, left ear tips over and pull back and extend. Bring your head up, drop your chin down to the center of the chest and pull back and extend. Now just without lifting your chest at all, slide your head back, ramp it back with your chin slightly down and pull back and extend. So that whole neck series, but this time we'll do thumbs up. Turn and look over your right shoulder, pull back with the elbows and reach out. Turn and look over your left shoulder, breath is flowing, pull back and extend. Bring your head back to center, right ear tips over, pull back and extend. Left ear tips over to the left, pull back and extend. Bring your head up, drop your chin down to the center of your chest, pull back and extend. Check those ribs are down, slide, ramp your head back, pull back and extend. All right, last set, palms up, turn and look to the right, pull back, extend, turn and look to the left, letting your breath flow with ease, pull back, extend, bring your head back to center, right ear tips over, pull back and extend, and left ear tips over, pull back and extend. Bring your chin down to the center of your chest, let your head hang, pull back and extend, and then bring your head up and slide your ears back over your shoulders and pull back and extend, and then open your arms out, lower them down. You can keep your right leg straight, bend your left knee. You can do the block at any height. Extend that foot up there and rotate forward from your pelvis. Breathing here, taking a moment to enjoy maybe that little bit of extra circulation around your neck and your shoulders. And let's switch legs. So left heel up, toes up in the air. You can do the block any height. Smooth inhales and exhales, always returning to your breath. All right, and come on up and bend that knee. You can slide that block just out of the way. We'll come back to it. And then let's spin around for a lunge to your right. Slide your knee back under your hip. And this time we're gonna hold our side bend and our twist longer. So if you're spun around to the right, take your left arm up and over and breathing here. About 10 more seconds in your side bend, steady feet. All right, and that arm comes down, and now twist to the back of the chair and hold the twist. Feel the belly button turning. Relax any excessive clenching around the thighs, the hips. All right, unwind your spine, spin around to your lunge on the other side, and we'll go up and over with our side bend. And then your arm comes down and wrap it around and twist to the back of the chair. Head stacked over the rib cage stacked over the pelvis. Breathing. All right, unwind your spine, slide that knee forward, and spin back around to the front of the chair. Okay, grab your block, extend your legs nice and straight. Hold on with the widest width between your hands, and if you don't have a block, just approximate. So you can just approximate and have your hands about the width of the blocks that we're working on, and we'll curl in, extend up, Bend and tap. You can do the top of your head or go behind your head. And extend up and lower down. Okay, so we're gonna add something on this time. So arms curl in, reach up, bend down, and then let your elbows go out and hug them in. Elbows out and in, elbows out and in, elbows out and in. Hands go up and down. So we're gonna switch the block. If it feels too narrow, go back to the wider width. Do try to just use your hands and not your fingers to hold on to the block. And arms up, sorry, actually I messed up. Bicep curl in, reach up, bend down behind you, extend up, and lower back to your thighs. This time we'll add the elbows in. Curl in, reach up, bend to the top of the head or behind the head, and elbows go out, and curl in. Elbows out and in, elbows out and in, elbows out and in. And extend your arms up and lower them down. All right, let's do maybe the thinnest width of the block. And curl in, extend up, bend the elbows, re-extend, and lower the hands down. All right, curl in, extend up, bend the elbows, hold, elbows open, and curl in. Open, curl in, open, curl in, and open and curl in, and then re-extend and lower the hands down. All right, you can use that same block, bend your left leg, put the block any height, maybe the same height you've been doing, and reach your right foot across to the block and hinge forward any amount here. Feel your exhales, lengthen them just a little bit. And come on up and let's switch legs. So slide the block over in front of your right foot, extend your left leg across, and rotate forward from your pelvis. All right, and come on up and step that leg back, and you can move that block out of the way, and we'll spin around into another lunge. Slide your knee back under your hip, and little lean back here. Try not to let the knee go forward when you lean back, and come upright. It's like you're slightly tucking your pubic bone forward as you lean back, and upright. And hinge back, and upright. And hinge back and hold and breathe. And relax excessive clenching and come upright and spin around to the other side. Slide your knee back under your hip. I've caught myself that since I'm always like kind of talking to a class that I tend to turn. Watch that yourself if you are always paying attention. Make sure that you really square your hips in the direction you're facing. You don't keep them turned out. And hinge back and upright. Hinging back and upright. Hinge back upright, and the last one we'll hold, hinging back, breathing, relaxing, excessive clenching. And come upright. All right, slide your leg forward. So there's 6 main ways your spine moves. Of course, there's an infinite amount of variations from there. You can stay where you are and just back up all the way in your chair. But essentially, the spine goes back, the spine goes forward, the spine bends to each side, and the spine rotates to each side. So we're going to do all of those. Try to wiggle yourself as far back in your chair as you can. Think of keeping your front ribs down, so not lifting from your ribs. Interlace your hands behind your head, and we'll just lean back, bending the spine back any amount. And of course, it's going to vary depending on your spine, depending on the back height of the chair. And then bring your head back up. Chin stays down the whole time, bending back, breathing, and upright. And bending back, breathing, and upright, and bending back and breathing, and upright. Okay, you can sit all the way upright, you can scoot yourself up, or you can stay against the back of the chair, and we'll do dynamic side bends. So this is our spine bending side to side. Try to feel the bend at the waist, the bend at the different ribs. So we're not just bending more in one area all the time. Your body will naturally go to where you bend most easily. So that's why just slightly varying the angles helps a lot. All right, and then let's rotate. Think of from the belly button up and rotate to the right. Focus more on the spine and less on the neck turning. And rotate to the left. And at your own pace, go side to side. Feel the waist, the rib cage, the chest turning. All right, and then last but not least, we fold forward, so ankles under your knees. You can just fold forward to your elbows, or you can tap all the way down to the floor and let your head go down, and then come on and slide back up. So your choice, just elbows and spine rounds over your legs, and press down into your feet to come up. And rounding the spine forward, maybe folding deeper in, and pressing through your feet to come up. And we'll do one more like that. Spine rounds, tips forward from the pelvis, then spine rounds down, breathing and pushing through the feet to come up. Okay, now you're gonna let yourself sit back in your chair. It's okay if your hips are forward a little bit, and cross your right ankle over your left knee. If this position is not working, then of course you can use the block underneath your right ankle. So sitting back in the chair, right ankle crosses over, nice and relaxed. Bring your right hand forward, pull your pinky finger down and back, and then you're just gonna move your hand across your body and open it back out. And then ring finger pulls down and back, and take it across and back over. And middle finger down and back, take it across and back out. Pointer finger down and back, slide across and back, and thumb out to the side and down, slide across and back. And then from here, let's do the back of the hand. So your elbow's bent, your hand goes down. I call this like a dinosaur arm. Pull your pinky finger down and back. Ooh, and I so often do the version of this where our pelvis is upright. I can really feel those outer hip muscles in a different way today. All right, ring finger pulls down and back. Breathing here. Middle finger pulls down and back, bending the wrist down towards your forearm. And pointer finger gently pulls down and back. Keep letting that thigh relax open. And thumb pulls down and back. And then rotate your pelvis upright as much as you can and fold forward any amount. Softening your face, relaxing your jaw. All right, let's switch sides. So you can either use the block under your left ankle, or you can just lean back. It's okay if your hips slide forward. It's actually a good thing. Cross your ankle over your knee. Let that knee drop open. Right ankle right under the knee. And we'll start with the left hand. Pinky finger pulls down and back. Take it across and across. Ring finger pulls down and back. And middle finger down and back. Pointer finger. And thumb out to the side and down. Slide across and slide across. Check in. You've got some weight on both of your hips, relaxing. Bend the left elbow, turn the left wrist down. Pull the pinky finger down and back towards your forearm. And then your ring finger. And then your middle finger. Pointer finger. Relax, relaxing, clenching around that left hip and thigh. Thumb pulls down and back. Letting your breath flow freely. And then release your fingers and rotate your pelvis upright and slowly rotate forward. And tuning into your breath. All right, come on up, grab your strap, and if you'd like to, wrap it around your rib cage for some rib breathing. Anywhere below your armpits, above your waist, tie it nice and snug around your rib cage so you have feedback. You're focusing on breathing more into the center of your rib cage, more so than up in your upper rib cage or down in your belly. We're breathing right around this area, all the way around, but at first and for a long time, it really helps to focus on the back and the sides of the rib cage. And we'll inhale here and exhale. And you don't have to count, just try to let your exhale be a little bit longer than your inhale. Let's turn our neck to the right and take a full rib breath or two here. And when you're ready, turn your neck to the left and take a full rib breath or two here. And bring your head back to center, tip your right ear over, and take a full rib breath here. ready, left ear slowly goes over to left shoulder, and take a full rib breath here. And bring your head up to center, drop your chin down to the center of your chest, and a full rib breath here. Or two. And then without lifting your chest, slide your head back, kind of that ramping position where your chin is down and you're sliding your ears straight back, and take a rib breath here. All right, and then you can keep the strap or untie it. And we're gonna just come up to the front edge of our chair, and we're gonna pay attention to trying not to slide our feet back. If we have to slide them back, not sliding them back as much. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to if your knees tend to collapse in or less common, open up. Press down equally through your feet. As soon as you get up, kind of back your hips up to press up. Make sure you feel very confident. Your chair is right there behind you. Outer edges of feet closer to straight, ankles closer to hip distance, and sit back nice and slowly and really slide your hips back. Watch what the thighs are doing. Try to steady them as your hips hit the chair nice and slowly or a little bit slower. And up and down at your own pace over time. You can slow it down a little bit more, but if you notice your alignment suffering, then use a little bit of momentum at first to keep your alignment. Breathing here, pressing equally through the soles of your feet. If you haven't done these in a while, hopefully it feels good to do so. Notice if you can feel both legs working together. And then the next piece of the puzzle is, if you've really worked on the alignment of your legs, is try to relax your upper body as much as possible. So as little upper body tensing as possible as you get up and down. Ooh, I noticed sitting down, my body wants to tense up even more. So just wiggle it out. All right, next time you get up, no rush in doing so. Come around to the back of the chair and walk back. 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. Great time to practice hips over heels, neutral thigh bone rotation, neutral tilt of the pelvis. And then slowly come up to stand. Oh, after I came out, I was like, oh, that would have felt good to stay longer. Grab whatever you're going to use for a calf stretch. And we'll put the ball of our right foot up, but we'll start pigeon-toed. So turn your right foot in slightly. So toes are turning in, heels a little wider. You can step left foot forward or back. Elbow pits wrap forward, ribs relax down and back, 2 straight legs. And we'll start out by just turning and looking over our right shoulder, and nice and slowly nod your head yes. And do it to like about the count of 5 at first. 5 up and 5 down, so you set your pace. And then bring your head back to center and switch feet. So pigeon toe your left foot, toes turn in, heel out. You can step your outside foot forward or back, ankles hip distance apart, 2 straight legs, elbow pits wrap forward, ribs relax down and back. Turn and look over your left shoulder. And for the first one, just to kind of get into a rhythm, do a count of 5. 5 down and 5 up. 2 straight legs. And then bring your head back to center and let's switch. So actually before we switch, let's do some balance taps. So with feet straight, closer to straight, ankles closer to hip distance, you're pressing down. If your hip has a tendency to slip out, hugging in, and you're just tapping the bottom of your toes and step forward. So focus on the standing leg, tap the underside of your toes, and go side to side. Notice when you swing your leg back, does your hip turn back? Can you keep your hips facing straight ahead as you stretch your toes back? All right, now let's go back to the dome or the block or the rolled up towel and turn your foot slightly out to the side. Square your hips to face straight ahead, and then maybe step that foot forward or back. And from here, ribs relax down and back, elbow pits forward. Tip your right ear towards your right shoulder, and same thing, we'll do a nod to about the count of 5 so that you can pace yourself. And next time your ear's by your shoulders, slowly bring it up and let's switch. So turn those left toes out to the side, heel down, toes up. Square your hips the direction you're facing. You can step your outside foot forward or back. Ribs relax down and back, elbow pits forward, left ear to left shoulder. And a nice slow nod here. Next time your ear is back lined up with your shoulder, bring your head up. You can step off of there. We're going to use it again in a moment. And now as you push down through one side, you're going to tuck and try to put the top of your toes or the top of your foot or the top of your shoe down. Pressing down, keeping the hips square, and going side to side. And if for whatever reason the top of the foot's not working, then you can do the underside of the toes again. All right, let's come back to our calf stretch and put the right foot up nice and straight. Left foot can step back or forward a little bit. Find where you feel comfortable balancing. Elbow pits wrap forward, ribs relax down and back. Drop your chin down to your chest. And then this time you're just gonna slide your ears straight back over your shoulders, keeping your chin down. And do that one more time. Head drops down into a hang. Relax the forehead, the jaw. Keeping the chin down, just slide your whole skull straight back. And then let's switch feet. Ball of the left foot up, heel down. Right foot can step back or forward, finding that nice calf stretch. And then from here, elbow pits wrap forward, ribs relax down and back. Drop your chin down to your chest. Great time to check the position of the feet. If the ankles tend to smear to one side, the rotation of the thigh bones, and then keeping the ribs really relaxed down and back. Slide the ears straight back over the shoulders. Oh, and let's do that one more time. Head drops down. And slide the ears straight back. And then relax and step off of there. And let's push down through our outer right hip. Hug it in if needs be. Bending the left heel in. You can put your hands on your hips to just notice if, and it's very slight. For some people it'll be big, but for most people it's a very slight turn. So you can just try to keep your hips steady and facing the same direction as you go side to side. All right, walk back and cross your right ankle behind your left ankle and pull your hips back. And then let's switch, do your opposite ankle in the back and press your hips back. All right, then uncross with your ankles hip distance. Do right arm on top of left. You can walk your arms as far over as you'd like to go. If your head touches down, you can rest it on your arms. And then switch opposite arm on top. You can have your hands closer together or farther apart. And push down and unwind your arms and walk up to the chair and sit back into a chair squat. Notice if your shoulders tend to always drop below. Try to work more on the alignment of your legs and not drop the shoulders so much. And step open another step to 2 and sit your hips back, sliding the shins back, checking the knees collapsing in or out. And walk your feet open to 3 and sit back. And walk your feet open to 4 and sit back. Okay, our legs are nice and wide. Back your hips up to press up to stand. And remember that spine in 6 basic directions. Interlace your hands behind your head. Go ahead and let your pelvis push forward slightly as you lean your head back into your hands. Try not to overly thrust the ribs forward. Ribs stay down and back a little bit. As you lean back here, breathing, chin down. And then switch, bring your head up. Switch the crossing of your fingers. Hips go slightly forward. Head leans back into the hands with chin down. Relaxing any excessive clenching that you may be feeling going on. Breathing here. All right, and come on up. From their nice wide standing position, right arm goes up and over side bend. And left arm goes up and over side bend. And then open your arms out to the sides. Keep your hips basically forward and twist your belly button and your spine to the right. And twist your belly button and your spine to the left. And then come back to center and fold to the chair, backing your hips up here. Check, do your ankles like to roll to one side or the other? Great opportunity to work on the rotation of the thigh bones, into neutral, the belly relax so the tailbone can go into the air. If you tend to thrust your ribs up a little bit without tucking your pelvis under. And then we'll take this wide stance into a squat, backing your thighs up, pressing down to come up, and walk your feet in to 3. And squat back. If your knees tend to really open out to the side, just slightly match your toes to match your knees. Press up, walk your feet into 2, sitting your hips back. And press up and walk into 1 and sitting your hips back. And press up. Okay, so as we feet closer to straight, ankle closer to hip distance, as we march, we're going to try not to tuck. You're going to try to keep your hip over your heels. So instead of hips being forward, weight back in your heels, push down through the side, heel in, but without tucking the buttocks under, and go side to side at your own pace. So we're trying not to do this. We're keeping our buttocks back, weight over the heel of the standing leg, and breathing. Okay, so if you get any cracking or popping with what we do next, just do less range of motion, but let's do the same thing where you take your leg slightly across in front. Buttock stays back, hips over heels. Keep checking the position of the feet, ankles hip distance apart. And now let's do the same thing, focusing on the standing leg, and take the other leg out to the side slightly, checking the feet and the ankles between every round. Hips back over the heels. Okay, so one of the key components to balancing here is these outer hip muscles, and one of a great way to wake them up is to walk sideways. So starting with your feet closer to straight, ankles closer to hip distance, let's say we're going to go to the right. You push down through your left side, you step your foot out and try to land with feet straight, hips over heels, 2 straight legs, and then you step your foot in. So walking sideways with straight legs. Push down through the left hip, step wide, step into hip distance apart. Press down. So just keep checking. Do my feet want to turn? Does my weight keep wanting to shift forward? Do my knees want to bend? And then we can go to the opposite side. Press down through the right, step out, and step into hip distance. Press down through the right and step out, step into hip distance. Pressing down to step out and step in, and pressing down to step out and step in. So highly recommend sideways walking, watching your alignment to help strengthen your outer hips. And then as a result, what will happen is you'll have more ability to press down through your hip, kind of hug that left hip in, and let your right leg hang in the air without it bending, without hiking your hip up, without needing to swing it forward. It will hang straight down under your hip. You'll have the strength to push down. Let's do the opposite side, and the foot just floats right underneath the opposite hip. And I'm even leaning over to the side. Over time, you can upright your body a little bit more and get those outer hip muscles working. So let's just focus on the pushing down, and if your hip tends to pop out, the hugging in of those hip muscles. Use a chair, so no need to overly work on the balancing portion. And from here, we'll do one side and then we'll turn around. Outer edges of feet closer to straight. Push down through the inside hip and lift that knee up. Back your hips up over your heels. Breathing here. Take the leg across in front slightly. Keep focusing on the standing leg doing most of the work. And then open out to the side, pushing down. If hip pops out, hug it in. Breathing here. And lower that foot down. Okay, you can turn around or flip your chair around. Outer edges of feet closer to straight, ankles closer to hip distance, and it takes a while. You're just going closer, but when most people's feet are straight, their heels are still slightly inside. So you want to get to know where those bones are that you're looking to line up. And then pressing down through the inside hip and backing hips up over the heels. Breathing here. And take the legs slightly across in front. Maybe letting go. You're using mostly your leg muscles. And open out to the side. All right, and put that foot down. And then grab whatever you're going to use for a double calf stretch. So you can use 2 blocks side by side, a nice long extra rolled up yoga mat or rolled up towel works great. And let's first do our feet slightly turned out to the side and backing our hips up here. And spin your toes in, pigeon-toed, and backing your hips up here. And then turn the outer edges of the feet to straight. And come on up and pay attention to how you sit down. So outer edges of feet closer to straight, ankles closer to hip distance. Try to go a little slower. Watch those thighs collapsing in or out as you sit down. Sitting up nice and tall, and then scoot back into your chair. Interlace your hands behind your head. Lean back. Feel your front ribs drop down, and just lean back any amount. Breathing here. Try to really support your head with your hands. All right, let your torso come upright. Right arm goes up and over. So the 6 main ways to move the spine. Bending back. Think of not just bending back from one area. Think of all those bones along your spine, all bending back. Bending to the side, bending to the other side. Try to imagine each part of the spine bending over. Bring that arm down. 3rd, so 4th, because we bend to each side, but then we rotate to each side, which is 2. So turn from the spine and try to imagine bone by bone by bone, focusing less on the head and more on the actual spine. And then unwind, and same thing, bone by bone by bone, rotating one on top of the other. The more that you have a neutral pelvis and a neutral rib cage, the more it will help. And then unwind, and last but not least, just let your pelvis rotate forward, and then let your spine. And in this case, we're not trying to fold with a flat back, we're letting our spine flex. So lower back rounds, mid back, upper back rounds. And come on up and sit all the way back in your chair. for your final pose, Savasana. Excuse me, letting your gaze soften or your eyes gently close, becoming very present with your body and with your breath. So I'm not sure who this was written by, but it reminds me of one of my favorite quotes that I'll share with you at the end. In difficult times, move forward in small steps. Do what you have to do, but do it little by little. Don't think too much about the future or what may happen tomorrow. Wash the dishes. Remove the dust. Write a letter. Make a soup. You see, you advance step by step. Take a step and stop. Rest a little. Praise yourself. Take another step. Do the same. Rest. Praise yourself. And then another. You won't notice, but your steps will grow more and more, and the time will come when you will feel better. And I think that's a wonderful philosophy for not just difficult times, but for all the times. And one of my favorite quotes is, "Inch by inch, life's a cinch, and yard by yard, life is hard." So breaking our life down into smaller steps, even sometimes as small as this inhale and this exhale. So beautiful, so powerful for a peaceful life. Bringing our hands together at heart center in gratitude for this day. Namaste. Thank you so much for moving with me.